Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Cyberpunk 2077. I hope things have been going well for you. As always, it is your friend Arachnid Soul. It's been a couple years and CD Projekt Red is taking another crack at things with the Cyberpunk 1.5 patch released last week. Has this made the game any better? Let's chat about it, but first do me a favor, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more solid content. What you're seeing on the screen is a video I uploaded last year called Cyberpunk 2077, 6 straight minutes of bugs, where I showed lots of bugs over a 6-minute period. These bugs were just from when I happened to be recording the game. You're looking at a small portion of that video. I'll link to the full version is down below. You'll have some great laughs watching it. I bought the PC version of Cyberpunk 2077 on launch day back in 2020. I played it a lot the first couple of weeks, hours a night. It was buggy, but the game was still pretty fun. I just convinced myself the city was one of magic to keep the lore alive in my own head and to explain the random glitchiness of the world. A world where sometimes your head vanishes. A more accepting, forward-thinking world where two cars can make love in public. A world where sometimes your cock just teleports through your pants. Like a dude on prom night, the game felt like it just released too early. But I still loved it. I still loved it for what it was and for what it could be. I went back last week to check out the 1.5 patch. The game looks even better now with all the bright new lights. It's like a party at RuPaul's house. At launch, my rule of thumb was that I'd experience a serious bug in the first 5 minutes. A lot of the time, I didn't even have to wait that long. Sometimes between the waiter pouring the water and the bread rolls hitting the table, I'd already see some random woman fall from the sky and land on the hood of my car. I'd do the thing any gentleman would do. First laughed at her, then backed up to slide her off the hood of my car, cranked up the radio, drove off, and went on about my day. The game now seems to have way more homeless people and heroin addicts. They're openly walking around while still holding their arms. With the food in the city being almost all vegan or made out of insects, I can't imagine these near zombies are holding their arms because they're having heart attacks. The game is full of mind-altering internal and external opportunities. In other words, the game is becoming the immersive corporate capitalist future that creates an increasing gap between those who have been lucky enough to have and those who have not, creating a few rich people at the top and a growing population of people barely making it in society. And that's exactly how an immersive cyberpunk game of this sort should be. It seems like the new weather effects make climate change more apparent in the game, which is obviously going to be horrible for anyone still alive in 2077. These concepts are the standard basis for the cyberpunk genre, whether it be movies, games, or novels. And novels are kind of like ebooks or PDFs, but they're on thin slices of tree. Overall, I'm enjoying my return to Night City. I still have my black book, and I still remember which district to go to get the best head coverings and other clothing. It is now safe for you to jump into the pool. If you liked the game before, it's time to make a comeback like thin eyebrows on women. The game is less buggy now, and the other humans act more like humans. The game has more secrets, quests, apartments for rent, and again did I mention heroin junkies. For some reason the player can't indulge in many of these substances, but modders will take care of that, I'm sure. For the people against taking drugs in games, let me ask you a question. How many potions did you drink in Skyrim over your 17 playthroughs across 74 different gaming consoles? There's more adult content, and that's good. I never felt like this should be a game for kids. I always wanted this to be a world of sin, full of graphic posters, and for some reason the devs have done even more than I expected or wanted and put random orgasm sounds into the game all around the city.
Pistols, specifically. Sleek, elegant views. compact, too, so you don't look like some gangoon compensating for a small package.
Yes, bugs still exist, but much less of them. You see them once or twice in a 35-minute period, but now the game gives you enough of a break in between that you forget about the previous glitch. The devs tell us the driving is better, and it is. But better is a subjective word. CD Projekt Red, please just give us the control over the cars we had in Burnout Paradise and be done with it. I'm not saying I want to do barrel rolls over the future Amazon sweatshop. I'm saying I want to be able to drift through a corner without killing an old lady. In a world that still lacks free healthcare, I've done more to put old ladies out of commission than a 23-year-old chick squaring off against a Karen. Speaking of that, why doesn't this game have pepper spray? The weapons feel great, but they always did. The hand-to-hand or blade-to-blade combat is still challenging, yet rewarding if, unlike me, you can ever win a fight. Then again, I've only put in 70 hours, barely enough time to optimize the game settings. The game looks great, runs pretty well on the right settings for your rig, and has enough sound that if you have a noise-canceling headset, you won't even hear the doorbell ring when the UPS guy shows up with your package. But don't worry, you'll still see the pink slip on the door later on. By the way, how do they get those pink slips on the door? I mean, you sat there all day, you watched the window, you never even heard a knock. Cyberpunk is an embarrassment and a labor of love for CD Projekt Red, and they're well on their way to No Man's Skying it. Was fun? Is fun. Was broken? Is broken. But much, much less than before. Many of us, including me, doubted this game would even continue to be supported or ever really fixed. Now with the official dev team addition of PC modders into the fold, the game is back on track and should be loved for years to come. Hats off to both CD Projekt Red as well as those modders. Thanks again for watching. Tell me in the comment section down below if you've played this game before or after the patch and what you thought about it. Hell, feel free to just say hi. Please subscribe and hit that thumbs up on the way out since I know where you live and I'm not against blasting dubstep on your lawn at 4 a.m. To be honest with you, even playing dubstep softly anywhere at 4 p.m. would be just as bad. As always, it has been your host, your friend, Arachnid Soul, and I will catch you later.